Hey, it's Drew Bentley with Learn Guitar with Drew. Today we're going to be taking a look at how songs from the last 100 and or 120 years have been written largely with chord progressions that are only one note apart from the previous and other chord progressions. That's amazing. But first, thank you so much for checking out the video. Okay, so we're starting with a 1-4-5 in the key of C. We're going to use the key of C because C has no sharps or flats, so it's a little easier to facilitate and to use. The primary chords of C are C is 1, F is 4, G7 is 5, and C is 1. 1-4-5-1. Okay, so trillions of songs have been written 1-4-5, dating back to the classical era, dating back to Mozart and Beethoven. So now, if we take this 1-4-5 progression, some popular songs that might use that would be like Walking on Sunshine, Katrina and the Waves, key of B flat. Now in that case, it's 1-4-5-4, but that's okay. It's the same idea. How about like Bad Moon Rising? We have 1-5-4 again, so it's moving in a backwards fashion. So that's another example of that. Louis Louis. In the key of A, 1-4-5-4. So these chords are widely used in a whole myriad of songs. Now check this out. If we take that 1-4-5 and we just throw dominant chords in instead, and we throw out a flat 7, and each of these chords back to the key of C again, there's our C7 chord, there's F7, G7, back to C7. Now we throw in a dominant 7th for each one of these chords. So what does that do? That brings us squarely into the blues. Blues songs primarily are 1-4-5, and a lot of times they're using these dominant chords. So Pride and Joy, Stevie Ray Vaughan. You got like Sweet Home Chicago, come on, baby, don't you wanna go back to the sweet home, sweet home, you gotta go. 1-4-5-1 using dominant chords. So that covers a whole host of blues songs. Again, we just changed one note. We played 1-4-5, but we threw this dominant note into it. Now let's take this a step further and go into like a little further along the path into the doo-wop era, the oldies era. If we take 1-4-5-1 again, and instead of playing 1-4-5-1, we're going to take one of the 1 chords and use its relative minor. So instead of playing C major, we're going to use A minor. So C major and A minor are really the same chord. There's only one between the two that are different. Here's C, C, E, G, A minor is A, C, E. So we have 66.666 or 66.7 with the bar line percent the same chord. Change the order, now we have 1, 6, 4, 5, C to A minor to F. I throw a G7 in for good measure, back to C again. Okay, so Blue Moon, that's the same thing, or Duke of Earl. So many different songs using the same progressions. Those are in different keys. Duke of Earl's in the key of C. Blue Moon happens to be in the key of E flat. So that'd be like a different sound, but still the same chord progression. So 1-6-4-5 is the same thing as 1-4-5, but one note changed, just one note, from C to A minor, which is the relative minor. Now, if we take this same progression from this oldies or doo-wop progression, and take the 4 chord and use its relative minor, which is F, to D minor. Again, the same thing happens. F chord, F, A, C, D, F, A. Again, we have 66.7% the same. We changed one note from F major to D minor, and now we have 1-6-2-5, and that becomes jazz. 1-6-2-5. Now in jazz, usually that would be played with not playing the open chords. We would play bar chords, and we would throw in 7s and 13s and stuff like that. So this is rhythm changes. Literally the song, I've Got Rhythm, I've got rhythm, is following the same progression. Well, that's kind of crazy. So good thing Gershwin came along. I've Got Rhythm is actually in B flat though. Popularly played in B flat. I think it was originally written in E flat. Another song would be like Long Gone Far Away, which is another kind of Gershwin current song. If we do like a the key of F, 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. So these are known as rhythm changes, and because of the song I've Got Rhythm, it's almost like probably, I don't know, millions of songs with rhythm changes as well. We have 1, 4, 5, which became a 1, 4, 5 with the dominant chords, and this isn't necessarily in chronological order, but 1, 6, 4, 5 happened and 1, 6, 2, 5 happened. They're almost all the same. 1, 6, 2, 5 probably before 1, 6, 4, 5 in popularity, jazz coming before doo-wop. But as you can see, these popular song progressions throughout the history of Western music, at least in the last 100 years, are all separated by one note. Now, there's a lot of cross-pollination. You can look at a song like Hungry Heart. Got a wife and kids and mother morning. So that's using the jazz progression with a rock song. So it's not always cut and dry. There's a lot of crossovers. Ed Sheeran Perfect is kind of an oldies progression. It's a 1, 6, 4, 5. In the key of E flat. However, Ed's throwing in some add 9, 6, and sus notes to make it spicier. But again, using an old formula and reusing it again in the modern era to make a popular song. So just recapping really quickly, the reason why this is important is because it's a way for you to understand how songs work. So when you're figuring out songs, you can really kind of lump in a lot of music into this one sort of grouping of how these chords all work together. It makes it so much easier to understand music in general, because now you're listening for these subtle changes. But all 4 of these popular chord progressions, which are parts of millions of songs, are so closely related. They're literally just one note apart. Okay, so thank you so much for checking out the video. I hope that was informative and helpful, and I can't wait to see you at the next lesson.